How you doing, guys? A video for you from down in Florida. This is Ashley. And what is your handle on Instagram?
Healthy Soap Mama.
And we're going to interview her about not just her business and what she does for a living, but also where she's at in her path as a student, as a fighter, and all those things coming right at you. Okay, so introduce yourself, please.
I'm Ashley. I'm a stay-at-home mom that makes soap. I'm also Andrew Smirsek's wife, who is the owner of Combat Art Training. And yeah, I feel like that describes me pretty well.
It does. And what do you do? Like, so you have Instagram. You don't do YouTube, do you?
I have YouTube. I mostly just repost my shorts and my TikTok videos as the YouTube shorts. So I'm pretty much just reposting my other stuff. I have a few older YouTube videos that I made, but I have a really hard time getting any long form content done because I'm just jumping back and forth between my soap room and being with my 2-year-old daughter. So I don't really get to very much long form content unless it's like for me filming my actual soap making classes and that type of thing.
So, I mean, so she has quite a few followers. There's a very good chance that you know who she is, and you don't know who the hell I am standing here. But she's got an Instagram channel, and she basically shows what she does. So what was the drive to do what you do?
So I started making soap not to start a business, but actually because I wanted my family and I to use better products with more natural ingredients.
Wait a minute. Are you trying to say that commercially available soap isn't good for you?
Yes, there's a lot of ingredients in there that they don't even list. So for example, fragrance on a bar of soap could mean anything. They can hide behind trade secrets and put anything they want in it. But anyway, so that's one of the reasons why I started making my own soap, and then I started giving it out to friends and family. You were actually one of the first people to try my soap.
I jumped on it. Literally, it was funny. Andrew comes up for God, I don't even know what he was there for. Oh, for the Force on Force.
Yeah.
So he's up for Force on Force in North Carolina.
And he was talking it up. I was really shy. I didn't want to tell anyone about it.
And he said, yeah, you know, she's got this soap. It's called Kami Cleanser. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, roll my eyes. Okay, sure, I'll try it. And then she had some of the soap out, and I smelled it. I was like, holy shit! At dinner. Yeah. That was the first time. She had some soap. She had brought it to dinner, and I smelled. I was like, wow, this smells really good. So I grabbed all the bars of that scent that you had, to hell with everyone else, and I took a shower. And I've never been excited about soap. Like, it's all kind of gay. I'm excited about soap, but I've been using it ever since. I don't think there's another brand that's hit my skin or my head since then because I use it for everything.
Yeah, so you were a big motivator for me to start it into a business, and
awesome.
Other people too, because I was really shy about it. I didn't want to tell people I made soap, but Andrew told everybody, which I'm glad he did because I had to really get over that. And then now I've sold so much soap that I don't think twice about it. You know, I've really gained a lot of confidence because just the amount of soap I ship out a month, you know, like I know that I have a good product. But at first I was very, very shy about things.
Yeah.
So definitely friends and family built up my confidence to really turn it into a business.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so you've started things like subscription service and all, where they get like a different specialty soap every month, but also you're also giving away all your secrets.
Yes. Well, a big thing behind that is I started making the videos of me making it, and I really enjoyed the teaching portion of making soap because I'd always get so many comments on my posts of like, what is that? What are you doing? How did you do that? And I really like answering those questions. So I was like, why not turn that into a business also, the teaching aspect. So that's how that came about. I just liked posting about it and telling people what I was doing. So, yeah.
So rewinding a little bit. So like when you met Andrew, you were already just carrying an AR everywhere.
No.
You know, you had 3 pistols on you. You know, you were just smoking fools. Did you go to like some ghetto somewhere and just start smoking random people?
No, not at all.
No.
When I met Andrew, I didn't know anything about guns. I was an anti-gun. I never really thought much about it at all. He started showing me everything. I went to some classes with him, and I was like, this is really cool. And I learned all about the martial mindset and all of that stuff. And I was like, it really opened my eyes to things. And now I'm where I am now.
Right.
I've taken quite a few classes, especially going with Andrew. And yeah, I find caring to be very important, especially now that I have a 2-year-old who it's on me to protect.
Well, I mean, not just that, but the reality is that, bad guys look for, like it or not, whatever you want to call it, they look for weaker victims. And there's an assumption that if she's a woman, then she's weaker.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And great if they don't know what they're getting into and they want to, walking into the path of a,
yeah, definitely.
wild tiger. But I mean, like, that's the assumption.
Yeah.
So you started carrying every day. Like I've seen you, like you carry everywhere every day.
Yes, and even if I walk outside the house, I try to. We live in the woods. There's lots of bears out here. There's snakes. Like even just for reasons of wildlife, why not have that tool on you to protect yourself and whoever you're with?
And what was your first commercial class?
Fighting pistol. It was fighting pistol. I believe so. Or did we go? I don't know. I think it was fighting pistol.
Okay. So, but you went to Camden. You trained up at tactical response.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how did that change? Like after taking, because fighting pistol is one, it's 2 days and there's a lecture. Like how did your mindset switch after the class? Like what did you feel different about how you were looking at things after the class?
Well, first off, it gave me the confidence of being in a class because I had never been in a class. I kind of had Andrew helping me out quite a bit, so I was thankful that I had that. But that was my first experience of not having Andrew right next to me telling me what to do. Which I was really shy about, but I quickly got over in the class because the instructors are really cool. They're there to help you. You don't have to like prove anything when you're there, which is, I don't know.
But there's an assumption of that, right?
Yeah.
There's this idea that if you're a girl and you show up to your class, all the guys are going to be hounding on you, and it's going to be all these guys that are ex-military and this, that, and the other. But the reality is it's people
not like that at all.
Just like you are.
Exactly. And I was the only woman in that class, and I was completely comfortable the whole time. We even stayed in the team room.
Right.
So that was great. As far as opening my eyes, I felt like my eyes were pretty open because Andrew has been following tactical response for a while, and he said a lot of the same things prior to the class. But yeah.
So of all the classes you took there, like what was the one that impacted you the most?
The fight for sure. I learned a lot about myself because I had a lot of confidence going into the fight because I was like, oh, I've taken quite a few classes now. I've practiced sometimes. But first scenario I walked in, I completely messed up everything. Like messed up my grip on the gun even, which I thought was like, I had that down. Like there's no question about it. Very first one, I automatically messed that up. And it just opened my eyes that one, I need more practice. And two, it also taught me a lot about myself and like how I react to things, which
because it's not necessarily a shooting class.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a mental class. It is all about what are you going to do when the time comes, and to assure you that you're never going to rise to the occasion.
Exactly. That class taught me the most, and it was eye-opening. And if you need a reason to go take more classes, you just take that class.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like I said, we were just interviewing outside, and I said to him, I was like, started with fighting pistol, immediate action, took the fight, and then the fight, I was like, I need to start over.
Yeah.
Like, I need to go back to the beginning. Because like, I was like, holy shit. I have let a lot of things go. I've gotten lazy with my garment draw. I've gotten lazy with my draw itself, my grip. Like, it awoke me to all the things that I was doing out of habit, instead of being purposeful about them.
Yeah, and there's definitely a difference between like I know how to do this and I know how to do this under pressure.
Yes.
So I definitely learned that in that class.
And which instructor did you gravitate towards the most, do you think? At least there.
During the fight or like
no, just class? In general attack response. Because everyone kind of usually finds their Yoda.
Yeah, I want to say Lewis. Just because he speaks very gently and like he's very patient. So I want to say Lewis.
Yeah. Lewis it's amazing watching. Lewis is very good, especially with someone who is a new shooter, who doesn't have the confidence yet.
Yeah.
Who's especially someone that when you get someone that starts beating themselves up, because that's just circling a drain.
Exactly.
Like there's nothing good that comes from that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
so who else have you trained with other than Tactical Response?
I've trained with Dave Harrington. I've trained with Blue Line I forgot what their name is.
Green Line.
Blue Line Firearms Training. I need you to come give the list, baby.
Disembodied voice of Andrew from the other room.
Exactly. Obviously, I get a lot of help from Andrew. I basically have my own personal instructor here. I know they say not to train your wife. We surprisingly mesh very well together.
I do think that that's a relationship thing. I think
Yeah.
as a general rule, it's a good rule to have. I will not train my wife.
Yeah.
She'll be in tears. In 20 minutes, she'll be in tears. It'll accomplish nothing. I will not train my wife.
Yeah.
But I think it depends on the relationship too.
Yeah. Well, there's certain things, like, I will not let him tell me anything about it. But with the firearms training, I have zero ego with it. Like, he could say anything to me. I'm not going to get my feelings hurt. I know he knows way more than me, and I'm happy to learn from him. So I have him. Baby, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Come give my list. Come give my resume.
What is her training resume? 'Cause I'm getting to a point about this.
Trifecta.
Yes.
Dave Harrington. George with Blue Line Firearms Training. And that is where you're at right now, besides doing stuff with me.
I feel like I've taken something else,
You've
but we're
gotten
forgetting
some
about
help from
Fight.
Paul
Yeah.
at Fight Training, just not a complete class.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where you're at right now. You need more.
And how old are you?
I am 23.
Okay, so this is a 23-year-old woman. And when did you start training?
When I was 19 and I met Andrew.
What is your fucking excuse?
I had a baby and...
No. What is your fucking excuse? Talking to the camera. What is your fucking excuse? Here is a...
Oh,
a 20...
I still thought you were
What's
talking
your
about...
fucking excuse?
I was like, sorry, I'll go to more classes.
The point of this is that...
So we get women in class.
Yeah. is that this is a 23-year-old woman who started training 4 years ago, and your resume way outstacks many gun guys
Yeah.
by far.
Yeah.
There is no excuse. There's never any kind of an excuse. The reality is that if you want it or you need it bad enough, you're going to figure out a way to get there.
Her resume is better than some instructors I know.
Yes. Because a lot of people that teach firearms training, they stop taking classes because they develop their curriculum and they're like, well, I know everything. So the point is, like, you've kept learning, and I know knowing him, you're going to keep learning.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like this weekend we had Sunny here. I was lucky enough to stay here with Sunny, which, haha, to all of you. But like, there's an individual that teaches in a way that no one else does, and there are many people that would never put themselves in that spot to be wrong.
Yeah.
To be able to go out there and actually meet, find, and all. So.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I have to give it to Andrew, though, because he opened up my world to all of this, because I tell him all the time that, like, had I ended up with someone else, even if they are into guns, like, they're most likely not into taking, like, the real training classes and everything, and be like, oh, let me go get my CCW. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, so...
Well, it's a magic talisman. If you have it on you, they don't touch you or bother you.
So I feel like the way people end up in this is that someone else introduces it to them. So if I didn't have him to introduce it to me, like, who knows if I would have ever known that I needed all of this, you know? So I definitely have to give it to him in some ways.
No, I mean, he's great, and he's very good at making it all relatable too. So it does help that from the start you had someone that isn't trying to talk down to you while they're training you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he's very good about his approach. I think that's also why
100%.
we mesh well.
So you've got what? So what do you have? So you have the soap business. By the way, buy her soap. It's fantastic. You also had dipped your toe into some other products here and there, but nothing really for market yet.
Yeah.
You're kind of figuring things out. And you started teaching, and you also providing the recipes as well, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Are you giving them a location to find the ingredients as well?
Yeah, so I have an Amazon and also link some of the
Awesome.
other places that I tend to get products. That's all included in my class, and then in my bios, I always have my Amazon linked. So yeah,
Nice.
'cause that's one of the biggest questions people ask is like, where'd you buy that? Where'd you get
Right.
that? Where'd you get that from? And
Well, not everyone knows how to get a 5-gallon bucket of beef tallow.
Yeah, right?
This is not the kind of thing you find generally this information on.
exactly.
So what's next for you?
I'm just gonna keep growing the soap business. I really like where it's at. It's building every single, like, I'm going to have a record month again this month in March when there's not really anything going on. Like, obviously Christmas time is great for me, but I'm really excited that it's March. There's nothing really going on, and I'm still having these huge booms. I'm going to keep building up my social media. I love the social media aspect of things. I'm working on doing an advanced soap making class because every new ingredient you add can cause the soap to react differently, so I want to really dive into details on that. People are always asking me to put out a class on starting a soap business and like everything that goes into that. I want to at some point, but I'm like, I just feel like I need to learn more before I would ever want to put out anything like that.
Well, this is what I can tell you. I can tell you that Amanda from SOE, like whenever anyone asks her on the podcast about soap, well, I know someone that has a very successful soap business that can't keep anything in stock, and you're the person she mentioned. So
that's so nice. They're such nice people.
So I make sure you give yourself enough credit.
Yeah. I felt the same way before starting the soap making class because everybody was asking me for it because my videos were blowing up. And I was like, I don't know if I know enough yet. And you really just kind of prove it to yourself. I'm like, I've taught so many students. I was doing a live Zoom for a while where I spoke face to face with the students and was answering their questions. So that really gave me the chance to learn what exactly beginners get confused on with soap making because I've made enough soap batches that I've kind of forgotten what it's like to be a beginner, you know?
Yeah.
So that really taught me. And also just how to articulate things in a way that someone else can understand.
Right.
So,
that's awesome. And what's the next area you think you want to go as far as training goes?
Like next classes I want to take. So I had taken a break from training because we had our daughter and lead was a big thing that I wanted to stay away from and with breastfeeding and everything. So now that she's getting a little bit older, I have a lot of classes I want to take. I want to go to the range with Andrew more often, obviously. Take some of his classes like formally, not just like...
Do you have any like bucket, like if you had the opportunity tomorrow to train with anyone? Do you have any or just topics or?
I kind of have a list. I really want to train with Don at Green Line Tactical. I think it'd be really cool to train with Sunny. I think that would be a really fun class, especially from everything I heard from Andrew about how the class went.
100%.
I think it'd be cool to actually take a shooting class with Dave Harrington because the class I took with him was just a dry fire class. So I think that would be really interesting. I could definitely use more medical training. I would love to take Prepared Patriots medical class.
Their medical class is excellent.
Yeah.
And in case you don't, like most medical classes, guys, it's TCCC, or the 5 Bs. It's basically dealing with major trauma. But Prepared Patriot took it the next step and started doing more upon like IVs, medications. What do you do if you're not going to have an ambulance for an extended period of time? Because most trauma classes with the idea that your rescue is going to be there within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What do you do if it's 5 days?
Yeah.
I would strongly suggest Homestead Medical for you because Chuck is awesome. He has a really good demeanor. You met Chuck at SRF, right?
I met him, yeah.
He has a really cool demeanor, and he'll customize a class for what you think you need.
That's cool. I'd love to take something that's more like child focused, since I spend so much time around little kids.
Yep.
And like some of the stuff does change a little bit.
For sure.
Dealing with the tiny humans.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, tell everyone how to find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Healthy Soap Momma. You can find me on TikTok and YouTube as My Healthy Soap, and my website is myhealthysoap.com.
And guys, check her out. I'll have all the links below, the usual stuff. Definitely check her out. Tell her we sent you. And her stuff is amazing. It's all I use. And my one room in my house smells like nothing but her soap because I have boxes of her soap.
What do you think I feel? Hundreds of bars here.
Exactly. All right, thank you for taking some time out of your day with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. And guys,